A lot of people push this thing called a growth mindset. You might have heard it from school or wherever. Like those videos online that talk about how there are two types of people in this world. Certain people with fixed mindsets who believe that they cannot grow and cannot develop, and those with a growth mindset who believe that they can develop and grow. The people around us and the media has led us to believe that the growth mindset is always the good one and the fixed mindset is always the bad one, and that everybody who wants to be a good contributing member of society should have a growth mindset. But really, this isn't necessarily true. There is a little thing called intelligence, which isn't really about academic, I believe. Intelligence is just how well you can perceive any given topic. There is an intelligence for every single event out there, every game, for every skill. There is an intelligence, which is just how well you can pick up that skill and how high your ceiling is when using it. For example, someone with high intelligence in school will have a much easier time picking up the topics that the teachers are teaching when compared to someone without this intelligence. Of course, intelligence doesn't dictate how well we can do always, but it definitely does say how quickly we can pick up something and what our ceiling is for certain skills. For example, there will be some people who can never get out of bronze in League of Legends, and that's okay. And so I believe that believing in the growth mindset when you're faced with just something that you have zero intelligence for is incredibly harmful for you, because it will lead you into trying your best to continue doing this thing, try to follow this goal that you just can't reach. And so I think you should definitely know your limits well in order to combat this. For example, I have wanted to make it big as a YouTuber for a while now, but I think I've realized I am not a YouTubing genius. I can't make one video that blows up and gives me a YouTube career overnight. That just doesn't happen. I've realized that because I lack the intelligence in this subject, I am going to have to work harder than those who do have it. And so I churn out videos whenever I can, when I have this time, when I'm not in school. I am always just on here thinking of new ideas, making videos, making content, creating episodes of series, editing. And because I can't create these videos that will give me overnight success, how can I expect overnight success for myself? I have to continue to grind if I want to make it out here, and I have to do it slowly because there's no other way for me. I understand that my limits are here, right? But because I really enjoy doing this, I keep going. And this is very different from the growth mindset. I'm not deluding myself into thinking that I can do it, that I can make it big past 10 million subs. No, I'm saying I want to do this because I enjoy doing this, and the fact that I have less talents means that I would just have to work harder to make up for it. And let's see how far we can go. It's a very big difference. I think it's important to acknowledge this. So in summary, in every topic there will be a certain echelon at which you have to be incredibly talented to reach. In the case of YouTube, I believe this echelon is reached at 10 million subscribers right now, and is constantly shifting as more subscribers are added into the platform. But overall, I think that every YouTuber you see with over 10 million subscribers is a genius of YouTubing, and that they have the talent that is required to get them through. Now obviously that does not mean that someone with less talent can't make it high in YouTube. They might make it to a couple million, but it does take that breakthrough that requires this immense intelligence to reach the stage that these people are at. And I don't think you can ignore that, and you just simply cannot delude yourself with the growth mindset into thinking that you, who has less talent, can make it just as big as these people. You can't. You might still be able to make it in your own regard, and this, I believe, is the correct mindset to have, but you cannot compare yourselves to people with immense talent and hard work if you don't have this talent. And this, I believe, is the biggest weakness of the growth mindset. So I suppose this really isn't a diss on the growth mindset, but rather a diss on the competitive mindset. People who are constantly racing with other people to reach goals and whatnot are always going to fall behind on the most important aspect of life, which is competition with yourself. And only the competition that you have with yourself matters, really. If every day you wake up and do your best to become better than you were the day before, I believe that this is a good life, and this is a life that is worth leading, no matter what this really means in terms of how other people perceive you. So I really think that next time you feel as though you're slamming your head into the wall, maybe you are. This goes back to my giving up video, where you should really be trying different things and seeing what works, because there are certain things in this world that you are just going to be terrible at no matter how hard you try. The growth mindset might tell you that if you keep going, you'll get better. Yeah, sure, you might get better. You probably will get better than your old self, but will you be good enough to warrant continuing to do it, is the real question. And it's a question that we should be asking ourselves every day when we come up with things like aspirations for the future, like potential careers, all of those. I suppose I'd like to leave it off with a quote. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter.